This episode of The Saints and Savages is brought to you by Echelon Events and Catering. You know how you have big events that need catering, but you don't have the funds to cater a whole event? Then you should call Echelon Events and Catering. They are a competitively priced event company that caters any event, including corporate events, fundraisers, galas, birthday parties, graduation parties, baby showers, family reunions. Any event that needs catering, Echelon Events and Catering is the company for you. To book an event with Echelon Events and Catering, please call 317-258-8190. Again, that number is 317-258-8190. Now let's start the show. Yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah.
Stop doing stuff.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's OC.
This is Dustin.
This is Brandy.
Marcus is out today. We are the Saints and the Savages. We have a special guest with us today, Miss Carla Jones, owner of the Echelon Events and Catering Company.
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us today. So, tragic events happened today.
Word.
We lost a legend in the comedy world. Mr. Charlie Murphy, age 57, passed away. He succumbed to his fight with, was it leukemia?
Mm-hmm. It was leukemia.
Cancer is trash.
Super trash.
Yeah, agreed.
Laughing about cancer.
Cancer is not funny. You have
At
to
all.
laugh to keep from crying.
You got
sometimes.
to. You got to. I'm not sad. They sad. Y'all sad?
Weren't you sad?
Charlie Murphy just died, dude.
Yeah.
If Eddie Murphy would have died, then I would be sad. But
Charlie Murphy was hilarious.
he was aight.
No.
I don't know about hilarious.
He was a funny guy.
He was funny, but he was like forcibly funny.
I've seen him in his stand-up. Now, his stand-up was not funny at all.
I haven't seen this. I didn't know he did stand up.
Yes. I saw him in Louisville
Dustin,
one time.
you're a comedian. Is it like mandatory that all like comedians do stand up at one point in life?
No, because like you could get by just being a really good comic actor. Like Jonah Hill doesn't do stand up, and he's never really
he's
had
hilarious.
a career as a stand up. So it's just different worlds.
Jonah Hill, that's the dude from Superbad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 22 Jump Street and
Oh yeah, with Channing.
But would he be considered like a traditional comedian or like just an actor that's funny?
Well, I mean, I think of him as a comedian. Like, I'm not gonna watch a Jonah Hill serious role.
Do they exist?
Right.
Yeah, he was in Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah, he was.
yeah.
That was a good
Yep.
movie. Yeah.
Yep.
That movie was dope. Actually.
That was crazy because it was a true story. Like that mess really went on. The planes, the office. He was out there.
That's a
but
life
Jonah
to
Hill
live.
was in that movie.
But okay, so watching a comedian or somebody that's funny in a serious role, I've always heard that comedians are funny because they have all these deep, dark, seated, like Monique. For instance, that's who popped into my brain. Like, she's funny, and she normally does funny roles, but when she was in Precious and won the Oscar for it, she was batshit crazy. And it was deep and dark and just crazy.
Right.
I think she's
I think
asking
that's
if you're a
definitely-
serial killer or something. I think that's what she just asked you.
Clearly. No, but I think there's some truth to that.
And who's the guy that killed himself?
Robin Williams.
Robin
Oh
Williams.
yeah, he's one of the best actors out there. One of my favorite roles with him was Good Will Hunting. And then
Right.
you have Jim Carrey, who just
Right.
really seems to do well playing just that far out there character, but
Yeah.
they can also play
And
like
he
that
has some
serious
really
role.
deep-seated issues going on, but
I think it's like manic.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you have that sense of comedy because there's a saying that there's a little bit of truth in every joke.
Yes.
And sometimes
Bay says
like
that all the time.
when right, and when people play too much, they've struck a nerve. You know, you're all of a sudden you're laughing, you're joking, everybody's having a good time, but then you say that one thing that's funny to you and everybody else, but it strikes a nerve.
Right.
And
they're just destroyed by it.
so the truth, you know, a lot of, because I have a brother that's a comedian and is in that all the time, and they all say the same thing. You draw on current events, what's happening today, and then you draw on what you know, your experiences. And sometimes the more messed up your
like you
family
said,
is,
the thing,
and you
you're
are,
laughing to
the
keep from
funnier,
crying.
the funnier things can be sometimes.
Yeah. And I know Charlie Murphy went through a lot because his wife actually just died. Not just died. She died in 2009.
Right.
I can't remember what it was from, though.
Okay. I didn't hear about that at all.
Yeah.
Me neither.
He talked about it when
You guys
he did
don't know your
stand-up.
black history.
Okay.
Dustin, you
Talked
don't know
about
your
it.
black
We
history.
need to
Right.
juice up.
Right.
I feel like I know my like black music history. But I just
Oh my gosh.
But I think Dave Chappelle really put Charlie Murphy in the forefront
Yes.
of everything. But I think he
why
had a
didn't Eddie
career.
do it?
Well, that's what I was
you
just
would
going to say.
think, like, Eddie
He
would
had a
be-
career with Eddie, and he was a writer. He wrote
Okay.
for a lot of people, and I don't think he ever really wanted to be
Like,
Eddie
in the
Murphy.
front,
I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
And like what he did with Chappelle again was a true story that they embellished
Right.
to
Hilariously.
right. But that really happened. His encounters with Rick James.
In Prince.
Picture, what's his name, Charlie? Picture Charlie as Prince Akeem of Zamunda
Oh, God.
instead of Eddie.
Oh, God.
Be
That would've
great,
been-
right?
I don't know.
Debatable.
It's very debatable.
Borderline.
Right.
Yes.
But it's
Man.
sad. Rest in peace, Charlie
It is
Murphy.
really sad.
Yeah. Tragic event number 1.
Yeah.
Tragic event number 2.
The loss of Jay Giles. No, he's a
Who is Jay Giles?
oh, he's a guitarist from the 80s.
I know
but-
that song, Centerfold.
Yeah, it's Centerfold. That's the
dope.
only song I can think of.
See, no.
Two lightest people.
There's a common denominator
Hey.
here.
I'm up on my white history.
There's a common
I'm up
denominator.
on my white history. I know my white music
Y'all are
history.
crazy.
Just Dustin, high five.
I'm sorry. No shade. No shade at all.
No,
Major shade.
tragic event number 2. For real, though. Press secretary. And the world went crazy.
Hashtag
is-
my job sucks.
Yes.
Do you think he was
you
just
had
trying
one
to get
job.
fired? He was
Hashtag
like, I'm
you
just
had
gonna
one
crazy say some crazy shit and they'll fire me.
That might have been his goal, but I don't think his goal is to really get fired. I think his goal is to be as close to Donald Trump as he can be,
Yeah.
as far as running his mouth.
What's really sad about the whole thing is that they can't blame it on Kellyanne anymore.
Right.
They pushed her so far out the. I mean,
I haven't
she's not
seen
even
her in a
in a
long
wing
time.
anymore. That they can't say it was her. They can't say. I mean, and who? I don't care how much you're paid and what they promised you. Who would want to show up to work every day knowing you were going to go on live TV
Right.
in front of the world? Because now they can't, I mean, they're not going to miss it for anything in the world to miss
Yeah.
his, so he's getting the highest ratings ever. And you're going to stand up there and tell at least one lie.
I don't know, did I? Did I say
At
Spencer?
least one.
At least.
I feel like I said Spencer. I meant Spicer if I did. Sean
We know who you're
Spicer.
talking about.
Yeah.
I got to get it right for the people, Brandy.
No,
Sheesh. But if you
Richard-
don't know, if you don't, right, Richard. if you don't know what he said, he made some real stupid comments about the chemical weapons attack in Syria, and he correlated it to, well, he tried to at least, Adolf Hitler, and what happened in the Holocaust. What he said was, he said that even Hitler didn't sink to the level of using chemical weapons.
What's wrong with that man?
Everything is
God.
wrong with him. But the crazy part was when he went off, then he came back on. He tried to clarify by saying he wasn't using the gas on his own people in the same way that Assad is doing. Now, mind you, a lot of people don't know, but Hitler was a Jew. He was actually of African and Jewish descent.
Yeah, I think he had like a Jewish grandmother.
His dad was Jewish, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, close enough.
His grandmother's son.
His grandmother had a Jewish son.
Right. So, the whole the gas chamber thing that happened at Auschwitz and all the other concentration camp. I don't know the name, but that would be Hitler using gas against his own people, using chemical weapons against his own people. Not to mention that Hitler was also German, which those Jewish people were. They were German Jews. So even still, when he tried to correct himself, he was still wrong.
All the way around. He should just shut up forever.
I don't know what the third take was, but I'm pretty sure there was a third take too.
It probably was.
The third take was when he came out and just flat out was like, "My bad, my mistake.
I embarrassed the president."
I've thrown myself at the mercy of the president.
He's gonna be apologizing forever. Seriously.
Well, no, just stop and just go away.
There you go.
Just
there you go.
Just go
all
away.
of them.
Just go away and all will be forgiven.
Fade to dark.
And take your president with you.
Word up.
And the backup president too. We need.
Well, that's what I call
the vice president. The backup president.
Yeah, I call him 45 and 45 and a half. And yes,
the second
as
string.
A whole, they can go. The saddest part of all of it to me is everybody gets so up in arms about what happened in the Holocaust and the Jewish people, and it was horrible. It was deplorable. It's sickening, all of that. But nobody seems to get as outraged about slavery.
This is true.
And I know we can go on and on and on about that, but I'm just saying, we have Ben Carson, who not very long ago stands up in front of everybody and talks about how slaves were immigrants. Came here of their own volition, worked harder than anybody else for very little, didn't complain at all.
Nothing.
And now, we've got the Jewish centers and it's all awful. I mean, it's equally deplorable. And I just wish it was equally defended and or recognized.
I'm going to be the first to say I'm not going to equally defend the Holocaust against slavery. I am not.
Well,
slavery was worse than the Holocaust by far.
Oh, I don't think she's saying equally defend, but have some defense at all. Like there was nobody up in arms and
equally.
Ready to...
I mean, you don't have to defend either one of them.
They
have
as outraged.
Just stop with all that.
This is true.
But I'm just saying, we don't get as inflamed when slavery is brought up as when someone says something offensive about Holocaust survivors, victims, participants.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like a recency bias, though? Like people being like, okay, this happened in 43, 44, as opposed to...
Slavery was so long ago.
Right. Well, it wasn't...
still talk about it?
It wasn't that long ago, but it was, farther away in people's mind than, the Holocaust and everything.
This is true.
Again, both horrible.
Right. I just think if there was a real recognition that indeed it wasn't just allowing black folks to come and work and pick cotton and have a better way of life
and build this country,
as opposed to being rounded up and taken to concentration camps. I mean, there's a huge difference, but slavery, in my opinion, was a systemic design to break the black family apart. That continues to this day.
Yeah,
that whole mindset,
mass incarceration.
So
people just don't want to.
That whole mindset, you know what I mean? And even our own culture, no one wants you to get over it. No one wants you to, forget about it, recognize it, and do better.
Right.
That's it.
I agree.
Real lighthearted topics today.
I'm sorry.
We're taking it easy today. We chilling today. No.
My 2 cents.
2 cents. That is. Well warranted. Much warranted. Okay. Tragic event number 3 for me. I was up last night. I think it was last night. But I was watching videos on World Star.
That is a tragic event.
That's so tragic.
That's not the tragic
You need to
part.
get your life.
That's why I be tired at work.
Oh God.
He's suffering through some shit, you guys. Like,
I stay up on the phone all night with Bay and then
And watch World Star.
watch World Star and go to sleep.
he's got it rough.
God.
No, but I was on there and I saw this video of this girl. She was in like a Uber or a Lyft or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she was wilding, like in the back of this man's car, wilding. I'm not sure what happened before he turned the video on. Apparently they had some type of altercation she was upset about. And he was asking her to get out the car. He was telling her to get out the car. And she would not. She was saying, no, call the police. And the guy was saying, no, just get out the car or whatever. So, long story short, this girl goes on to say that she was going to frame this man, say that he tried to rape her or that he raped her. Yeah. And he
Not
pulled
cool.
over, not cool at all. Luckily he was recording, but he pulled over to the side of the road or whatever, and she rolls the window down and starts crying out to the people that were walking by, saying that he wouldn't let her out the car and all of this other stuff.
Excuse me.
And that just made me think, I thought about how many times has this happened where people didn't record it, and
Yeah.
guys got locked up behind, some fake rape charges.
I think it's bullshit because there are women that actually do
Yeah.
get raped
Oh my
Exactly.
and
gosh,
actually
yes.
do go through a super crazy traumatic experience.
Yep.
And people look at them as they're shouldn't have been there, or you put yourself in this situation, or this, that, and the other,
Shouldn't have worn
because they're jaded by people like that. Like, that is bullshit.
Yeah.
This
For
is
real.
true. This is true.
I agree.
I feel like in today's day and age, you have to be recording.
You have to.
Shit's going down.
Everything.
Every single thing.
Because you don't know what somebody's going to try to pull. And then even when you do record it, it still doesn't work out.
Right.
It's sad. I mean, number one, mental illness is real.
Very real.
Right.
We laugh and we joke and, are
And our
quick to
people
be like,
don't
she
wanna acknowledge
crazy.
it.
She cray.
We just want to hide it and
Right.
just be
Right.
well, they're crazy. I'm not crazy.
Right.
I don't go through things. They
And
go
then,
through.
like we talked about with manic behavior, if you have somebody in your life that can go from 0 to 60, that's not normal.
At all.
People don't do that.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah. I'm kind of worried about myself right
I'm
now.
not signifying that.
I love my mother.
But I have,
I
mean,
feel like I can go from 0 to 60. I'm I'm not okay.
right. But, when you see, you watch reality TV and a lot of that, yes, it is TV, but those people, that's not normal.
No.
I don't go get dressed up and in some of my best stuff to a nice restaurant and show my ass and let people
Yeah.
throw drinks on me. And
Sounds like a
first
good
of all, I
time.
don't even have people like that in my life.
Right.
But it's sad because, number one, there's something wrong with her. That
Right.
you would do
Right,
that to
right.
someone else. And I have a son. So that was always one of my biggest concerns when he was in middle school, when he was in high school, and even now as an adult. I had to teach him no means no. I don't care at whatever
Yeah, yeah.
point. No means no. But at the same time, you have to be the kind of person that your character, because anybody can say what they want to say, and then you have to fight like hell to prove it didn't happen.
Yep.
But you have to be the kind of person that walks through this life where people would be like, oh no, he would never.
Yeah.
Right.
Where people are going to come to your defense and be like, that couldn't have happened.
Well,
with
that-
or without video. So you just have to kind of walk a path like that. You don't have to be all righteous and good, but you have to be a decent human being.
Then
know?
again, you get those people who do say oh, I can't believe that happened. He would never do something like that. When they know good and well that mug would have done
Exactly.
something, would have done something like
I
that.
Exactly.
just want, just once for somebody to be like, yeah, they did it.
He would definitely do
He would
something like
definitely
that.
do that.
He's a horrible person.
Hey,
That's
what are you charging
I know
with? I've
exactly
got
who
some
you talking
more.
about.
Right. Right.
Oh, shut up, Jordan.
But I feel like now that they have that recording and they do know what happened, they need to seek some help for her, because she's clearly needing some help.
She was on her way to her boyfriend's house.
Was she really? Is that what she said?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
And dude stopped because she was like, I hope you know I got something waiting for you when you get there.
What the fuck does that mean?
That's what he said.
What's waiting?
Very good question, rather.
Yeah. And again, they're putting themselves in harm's way,
Yeah.
working every day. I mean, just trying to make some money, driving people back and forth, and then you get crazy.
And see, my mom wanted to do that. She wanted to. Look,
My brother did do it for a little while.
But she's old. She's like 60 years old. Like, man, you don't need to be driving an Uber. You're like, no.
It's just, you just can't try. I'm a big conspiracy theorist, and I watch a lot of TV, but I watch a lot of the crime shows, and stuff happens, like real talk, and things that you couldn't even, like, there was a time where the OJ thing was the worst thing you had ever heard about.
Right.
Worst thing you had ever heard about until Jeffrey Dahmer.
He was crazy.
And that
as
was the
shit,
worst
man.
thing that had ever happened. Oh my God, you can't imagine somebody doing something like that until the next worst thing. I mean, it's just like
I just
epic,
heard bass all of a sudden.
epic, tragic events. Like, the world is coming to an end.
Stop it, Carla.
So
The world is
party,
coming to an
live,
end.
live
Everybody
like,
get a gun.
live like it's 1999. Prince is dead. The world's coming to an
Oh,
end.
God. Rest Prince's soul.
Yes.
Damn it, Carla.
My purple heartbeat. He never got to be the father of my second child.
Did he know about
I
that?
know, right? Was he aware?
He was cut down so short in his life. I didn't get a chance to
How
tell
old is
him.
he? He was like 51,
I don't
right?
care.
It don't matter.
Oh my god.
No, he was older than that. He was 57.
Oh,
Yeah, that sounds right.
it's interesting. Rest in peace, Prince.
Rest in peace, Prince.
Yes. Rest in my heart, Prince.
Dear God, he's dead, Carla. It's not gonna happen.
He will always be.
Hey, maybe he
He'll
has
always
someone,
be
you know.
alive in my heart.
God.
Yes, like, you went to the bank and, like, made a deposit, and, he has that saved somewhere.
Oh,
Just saying.
Dear
the
God.
fella. Brandon, I heard you had a rough day today.
I didn't have a rough day.
That's what I heard.
Oh God, stop.
Actually, I didn't.
Today
hear that.
was actually pretty lit. So
Was it?
until I came into work.
That's every day.
Ain't that it?
Yes.
Shout out to the workplace.
Yeah.
Nah.
Shouts out.
Shout out to the check signers. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
That
can agree on that one.
What's going on in your world, Brandy?
Nothing's going on. Why does everything always want to be focused on me?
What
Is
are
it
you
because I was
You're
on
a
my phone?
part of
Yeah.
the podcast. Like, we...
Okay, I'm not gonna touch my phone.
It's
Okay,
too late.
Jordan?
Participation is required.
Required.
It always starts with
You
me.
don't
though.
have to be here. Like,
You wasted your gas.
But where else would you be?
Questions.
Whatever.
I
And
need
who
answers.
else would you be with?
Oh dear God, so many questions.
That's
So
Tyrone from our Lost episode.
yes, Tyrone from the Lost episode. Yes.
So, Dustin, all of this little chitter chatter is because one of my coworkers found out that I helped Tyrone get a job. Well,
Tisk.
I'll get a potential job. And then
Okay.
I got yelled at.
Well, I mean, you're just trying to help him out,
That's
but
what
like,
I'm saying.
but like, they're probably worried that you're like keeping that door open,
I
and
know, I'm
he's
not.
gonna be back.
Not
like,
just the door.
the
Please,
whole
everything is
the
closed.
crib, just
to
the whole
Tyrone,
crib, the doors,
okay?
the windows.
Everything is
The
closed.
breeze just going
I
all
was
the way
trying,
through.
I was building up my karma, my good karma.
Okay.
Do you know how many homeless people sit outside of our job?
They don't want a job. They want
That's how
change.
you build up karma, Brandy.
They want single dollars. They don't want a job.
They'll take some change.
Exactly. They don't want a job. I was just trying to be a good person.
There's nothing wrong with
And he did really good on the tests and all
because
that
God's
stuff.
always watching.
Exactly.
I got your back.
Yes, he is. Amen.
I got your back, Brandon.
So sorry for trying to be a good person.
Don't ever apologize for being a good person.
I think you should.
Is that what you were doing really though, Brandon?
Yes.
Is that what you call
He's
it?
a bajillion miles away. I mean,
What's
what
a
else can
bajillion?
happen? 500 miles.
You could walk 500.
But I'm not going to. He's all the way in Georgia.
Isn't there a song about that?
Yeah.
Yes.
She just quoted. That's what she was trying to do. That she didn't think anybody knew
Oh my God.
those lyrics.
I know that song.
That's not too far. That's still
is
driving
far.
distance
I'm not driving down there.
for now. Allegedly.
No, but it's not like a half an hour away.
Exactly.
And it sounds like you were just trying to help him out.
He'll be back.
Maybe
He's not
change
coming
his
back.
life a little
He will
bit.
not be
You'll
back.
be back like the Terminator girl.
No. No.
It's okay.
It's not
baby.
happening.
It's sickening.
It's not sickening. I'm sorry for having a heart and being sensitive.
Do not
Aw.
apologize.
Gosh. Everybody's always. Anyway, can we move on?
Girl, get out your feelings. We don't do that
Can we move on,
here.
please?
We don't do that here.
Can we please move on?
I mean, I
Please.
feel like we did that on
Transition.
the Lost episode a little bit.
Right.
Transition.
Thank you.
Why was that episode lost?
Because it was
We had a
just
special
so
guest.
rough.
Yes, it was really rough.
So rough.
Extremely rough. Thank God for new changes.
So this is not a kid-friendly environment.
Not at all.
Okay.
No, don't
Good
bring
to know.
your
Bring your
kids.
kids.
Don't
Pick
bring your
it up.
babies.
Take
Good
it
to
out.
know. Good to know.
No, but Carla, let's talk about you for a little bit and your company,
Oh, okay.
Echelon.
Yeah.
Echelon.
Just rolls off the tongue.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we are a small family-owned event planning and catering business, and we cater from 2 to however many you got.
Okay.
Any occasion. I just recently did a wedding reception for one of our coworkers.
Hey.
Oh, how did that turn out?
It was nice. It
Aw,
was
that's
really
good.
nice, and everybody loved the food, and that's always a plus. But as long as my client's happy, I'm happy.
So let's talk about this meal prep. How much do you charge for that?
It depends. It depends on how often you want it. The client that I had that was using that service, her mom was ill and had moved in with her. She was a single career woman and just didn't have time for all that. So I would go over there on Sundays, and I would plan out a menu for them during the week, and then I would go over on Sundays and I would cook everything up and then
Nice.
put it together
Was it
in
like
freezer.
was it breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or just
No,
dinners?
they're mostly dinner. So I think her plan was like $300 a month, and that was just me going over once a week. They would do all the shopping. They would buy what they wanted because they were organic or
Okay.
whatever the dietary needs were.
Right.
So they would buy their own groceries, and then my service, I charged $300 to go out there
Nice.
each Sunday and
Oh,
cook
okay.
up their whole week's
That's
full of
what's
food
up.
and freeze it.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we'll work with anybody.
Nice.
So if it's just like a couple of us hanging out,
Oh,
like
yeah. Where's the food?
For sure, for sure.
Next time, can you please provide
Yeah, something.
food for Carla's?
Well, if you come over here, it's just gonna be pizza,
Yeah,
God.
basically. Cheese pizza
pizza sticks
for everybody. Dustin,
Or-
you got a problem with that?
no.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds great.
Do you like pizza, Dustin?
Yeah, I love pizza.
That's
much
law.
as-
every day.
God.
No,
shut
like
up.
for my wedding, like
Oh,
I had
yes!
like pizza, like just like a personal pizza, but like it was like a deep dish type of.
Yes, it was huge.
So I was like, give one to OC here, like.
Wow.
So,
And I
was
had
your
a-
pizza was it a wedding cake?
No.
No,
I'm sorry.
no, we had like a traditional wedding
I'm
cake,
sorry.
but we had
I
like
remember
a
you were
cheese,
talking about that
regular
one
cheese
day.
She has a
pizza.
master's degree, I promise.
You were talking about that one day.
What?
a pizza wedding cake.
So
Yes.
that's what your guests ate? Pizza?
No,
No.
just me.
Just me.
Bro, are you serious?
Us two.
Because
Dustin.
no, they asked me.
Do not
Let me
do
tell
that
you,
for him.
I walked
He is
in there.
not that special.
I walked in there and I was looking for my name on the table,
Uh-huh.
and I see a name tag that says King O'Connor.
Dear God. Why do people do that for you, George? Like, why do they
Why are you
play?
so
why do they
mad,
play
yo?
into these little things?
Let
Just
God.
don't
go
explain
buy
to her.
like any name he wants
You
to.
know what I'm
you know?
saying?
No.
People
If,
recognize
if
Brandy.
Jordan only answered to King, We would just not be talking anymore.
I mean, I call him OC too.
We would just never talk.
Yeah, she needs to start
Yeah.
calling me that.
So annoying.
Put my government out
Get
there
over
like
yourself, please. Please.
That. You're the only one mad here, Brandy, and
I'm
it's
not
crazy.
mad.
You're overruled.
Motion passes.
Exactly.
Am I
What is
overruled?
this Game of Thrones?
You know what I'm saying? Your anger is not warranted right now.
It's really bringing down the vibe. Like,
Not the dead people.
or like the cancer. We started
Or
off with
cancer.
cancer.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah.
false rape accusations.
Right.
Yeah.
But really, your attitude.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
the
You
worst
see?
topic.
It's crazy.
I will change
That's
my
why.
attitude.
You see how we
so
just
much.
changed the whole conversation went from echelon events and
I know,
catering
right?
to Brandy's
Guys
attitude.
just stole my
Crazy.
thunder.
Because y'all are too busy checking me. Stop.
Anyway,
Dear
basically, yeah, we love what we do, and we will work with anyone's budget, and just try to make their event as memorable as possible and as hassle-free for them.
now
When
how do you
Go ahead.
how do you work in conjunction with like? You ever worked with like event planners, or
Yes.
do you do the event planning yourself?
We can do both. But I've done weddings where you have the coordinator that coordinates
Right.
all of that other stuff, and we handle all of the food. So when we say we handle the food, we set up the food tables, prepare all the food, serve, clean up, all of that.
What can I get for $100?
Girl,
I'm so serious.
out my face.
I'm serious.
She really didn't mean any budget. Like, we're talking like 200 or up. Like,
You got to at least have some money.
$100 is a lot of money. I'm just like, you can't make
No,
me like
it depends on what you wanted. Like if you were having some people over for a playoff game, I could work with $100. You know, it would be dip and chips
but like
and
not a wedding for $100.
no. You know, typically I can do a per person price, or I can work with, you know, like I've done one wedding where their food and beverage budget was $5,000. So all that I could do with what they wanted.
Go
in
get the
that,
money. Go get the money.
You know?
Go get the money. Go get the money.
So, you know, and that's a low end for a wedding.
Yeah.
This is true.
You know,
How much was your wedding? The food at your wedding?
I don't even remember. Like, $4,000 or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Stacks.
Yeah.
God, I'm just going
Yeah.
to the justice of the peace. I can't handle all of that. That is
Honestly,
just so much.
I would.
Spend your money on the honeymoon. Like
Word.
that's like
Exactly.
You know, I
Spend your money on the marriage.
well, yeah, no, that too. But
You
Hello.
know what I mean?
you know,
Yes.
if you're gonna
Brandy.
spend like a
What?
bunch of money
That is
like
so
that,
right.
yeah.
Right.
Like, I would like, if the Lord willing, if I ever get married, I will go to the justice of the peace and then just have a
Shout out to
lit
Tyrone.
ass party. Hey, Justin, first of all, we are not on that level yet.
Right.
Shout out to
And I
Tyrone.
mean, and even though I'm in the business of event planning and catering, that would be my advice to anybody. The money that you spend on a wedding, and ultimately it's never really about you. There are so many people
Yeah.
that want to have a say.
Right.
And if you're not paying for it I mean, that should be your day. No question, no doubt about it. And it should be absolutely what you want. But if somebody else is paying for it, then you're like, oh, okay,
Nope.
we'll do this and we'll do
Justice
that.
of the
and
peace and a lit ass party afterwards.
that's what I would do. I would do something
yes.
very
Yeah.
informal with just my immediate mom, dad, whoever, kids, maybe if you jump the shark on that.
Jump the shark. What does that mean?
And got ahead of yourself.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
but-
I thought you were saying like calling kids the sharks, and you just were like, "I'm not doing that." Like I'm just jumping over the kids and that danger.
No, but honestly, and have a really nice reception. But yes, any event that you have coming up, please call us.
And
We
I
would be
definitely-
happy.
Is that a word?
It is now.
Okay.
Happy to put something together for you.
I'll personally co-sign Echelon Events and Catering.
Thank you.
This woman brought some macaroni and cheese to work.
That damn macaroni.
Let me
and
start by saying.
cheese. Shit,
Let me
girl.
start by saying, Nama, I love you. You know you got some fire macaroni and cheese that you make, but I don't know now, Ma. This macaroni girl.
Don't get me in trouble. Don't
Nah,
get me
but
in trouble.
it was really good.
Thank you.
Pair it with some chicken. Oh my God, some fried chicken. What?
With chicken crack. Can't have fried chicken without chicken crack.
Right.
Some honey
Speaking of,
and some mustard.
I went and got some
hot
chicken
sauce.
last night, and I got a side of it. They charged me the chicken crack, the lemon pepper.
Oh God.
What the white lady say? What's that white stuff on top of the chicken? I said, you mean
It's crack, lady.
you mean lemon pepper? Is that what that is?
No, it's crack.
Can I buy that?
You should have told her it was crack.
Yeah,
No.
chicken crack.
Chicken crack.
And then just like watched for her reaction, like, well,
Right,
mean-
exactly. I'm being serious. This is crack. You still want it?
Play tonight. Anybody play tonight?
The Pacers.
Trash.
Indiana Pacers. Let's go.
Look, she's ready for that.
Yes.
She wants this segment to happen right now.
Welcome back, Lance Stevenson. You should have never left.
Oh God.
I do not like you, Lance Stevenson.
That's okay, boo.
you
But
just
I'ma
wanna
get you-
put
I
that
got
out
you.
there,
I'm gonna put it
right?
out there. I don't like you, but we're gonna get you on this show one day. Mark my word.
I
That's
got
what's
you,
up.
boo.
Oh God.
Miles Turner's a beast. Paul
Miles
George
Turner is,
the
yes.
beast. They have unleashed the Kraken.
Who,
Dear
Miles?
God.
The Pacers. Cleveland was
Just
trying
doesn't
want
want to hear me. Like, just doesn't want to hear my
You said
voice.
Cleveland what?
Cleveland was trying to run from them, hoping they'd stay in that 8th spot. But we're number 7. They're number 2.
We're
Cleveland is-
number 7.
I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, we're coming. We're coming.
This is how those playoffs work, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's going to see us coming.
Brandy
about
has
to
no
happen.
idea what we're talking
I have
about.
no idea.
It's okay.
Do you
I
know
just
who
don't
Lance
wanna know.
Stevenson is?
I do know who he is.
Oh,
I follow
okay.
him on Instagram.
Of course she does.
Yes, I do.
Who else you follow on Instagram, Brandy?
Everybody.
Oh.
Are you an Instagram thought?
Hell no. Hell no.
I'm just asking, yo.
No.
I know they exist. So
Oh, they definitely exist.
But you're not one of them.
No, no, no. My thoughting days are over.
What's your most used app on your phone?
Instagram.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't mean I'm an Instagram thought. What does that even mean?
Well, at least it wasn't like contacts or like like something.
What's contacts?
Your contacts.
Oh, shit.
She has a master's degree, I promise.
Can't. I'm sick of you guys. Sick of you.
I've given up all social media except Facebook. I can't.
Okay.
Really?
When our when your 70-year-old Dustin president
Oh yeah, I liked it. Though. I didn't vote for him.
is a tweeter, I
God.
can't. I cannot.
I don't understand. Isn't it like, is it against like NBA regulations for like athletes to be on social media during games?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
during the game, yeah.
But the president can be on Twitter like during
Well,
right.
during
clearly.
presidenting.
I mean,
Right.
clearly he's
while
the
golfing.
Yeah,
right?
he's making up the rules as he goes along.
He really is.
and
He's the
everybody's
president,
going
and you're
along
not.
with him.
No.
Yeah,
yeah,
you have to do it.
yeah. I mean, he didn't. We have yet to see his taxes. Tax deadlines getting ready to roll around again, like it does every year.
He's going to be under audit for the next 4 years. That's going to be his. Can't be 4 years. Like,
I mean,
somebody's got to stop this.
it's so. I mean, like I said, you have to laugh to keep from crying because really, it's a sad situation.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
we were already
bizarre.
on shaky ground with the world globally, the way that they see us,
Right.
and now we literally,
We look like fools. We look like a bunch
have
of
a
idiots.
buffoon.
Well, yeah,
Yes.
like
as president who
I feel
has
like
not a
he-
clue in the world what he's doing on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Like I feel like he just wasted like $90 million on
Hell
like
yes.
59 like Tomahawk missiles, and the air base is open the next day and operational. Like,
Well, they gave him an hour's head start.
right, like they knew it was coming.
What do you expect?
Yeah, they knew it was coming.
And the thing about it is, it's beyond the fact that Barack was a black man, the level of disrespect that he went through in
God.
8 years. Color be damned, but clearly color not be damned. Just the protocol, the tradition of the White House,
Right.
the respect that the office commands without question. Like, I have none.
Yeah.
I can't.
He's ruined the respect that a lot of people had for the Supreme Court, because it's like, that pick should have been Barack's.
Right.
Like,
Right.
and he's remaking like the Senate and the House and everything. And I'm just hoping we can make some positive momentum back in the other way, like in 2018. But
Right.
I don't know if people are gonna, I think people will vote pretty heavily against.
Dear
They
God.
have to.
They have to, but
They have to.
I was saying that before the election. There's no way people are voting for this guy.
Well, and
then it happened.
Really, they didn't. I mean, he had a
Yeah.
lot of help.
Yeah,
He had a
yeah.
lot of help. And first of all, the electoral college needs to go away.
Yeah,
that was never
absolutely.
what it was designed for, and it. Ugh.
Exactly.
I mean, like, there are no words sometimes. I get so frustrated. But the right to vote is your right. You have to exercise it. I mean, if this election alone,
Dear God,
if you
yes.
did not know that before, like this
Yeah,
election alone,
absolutely.
because even when he was campaigning, I was getting angry that people were treating it like it was a joke.
Yeah.
They were laughing,
Yeah.
he's a big fat joke. He can't do this. Nothing's going to come of this, blah, 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 blah. Nobody took him seriously.
Yeah.
When I went to sleep that night and I woke up the next day, I have never...
That was a sad
There were
day.
no words.
Yeah. I was laying
There
on my
were no
couch.
words.
Yeah.
And the level of just people who didn't exercise the right.
Right.
People who were like, I don't like her and I don't like him, so I'm just not going to vote. Well, that was a vote for him.
Well, I feel like it wasn't, necessarily a low turnout, though. It's
No.
like it's the Electoral College and all of these things. Like, yeah. But
Right.
there was, some feelings that, this was safe,
Right.
and I didn't have to vote.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I didn't, yeah.
Right. And Hillary wasn't necessarily who I wanted either, but the lesser of two evils. She knew how to maneuver politics.
I think she would have been a capable leader.
Oh,
absolutely.
And-
I wouldn't have been horrified every time I get like a CNN alert on
Yes.
my phone. Like,
Yes, exactly.
Right.
It's just like, I'll get those notifications and it's like,
It's happening.
See,
Right.
I don't feel like we would have, worried about it in that sense. As far as getting, like you said, notifications from CNN and everything like that. I think Hillary would have screwed us in those policies, man. And I'm just be honest because I just don't trust her. I mean, granted, I voted for her because I
Yeah.
definitely wasn't finna vote for Donald Trump.
you weren't going to throw away your vote to like
Exactly.
Jill
Right.
Stein.
Exactly.
Right.
But I don't know. I just don't. I'm one that doesn't trust any politician.
Of course not.
Well, like the thing about like Hillary Clinton's legacy as Secretary of State is it was a highly militaristic time. Like
Right.
there were a lot of bombs dropped, under Hillary Clinton's watch as Secretary of State, and people say that it was her idea in these cases when bombs were dropped because Barack Obama didn't have like the foreign policy experience.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, there were definitely like other concerns with Hillary Clinton leading up to the election, but
Yeah, in my opinion, though, I feel like even more so now, I know like what every branch of government does. I know we covered it in social studies in school, the executive branch, the judicial, the
Right.
Senate, the
Right,
Congress.
right.
But now I know on every level what everybody does because it's such a hot ham
yeah.
sandwich. Like it is a hot
I feel like I
ass
know
mess.
more than I did when I was learning it at school.
Absolutely.
It's like, oh, here's the practical application why this is
So when
important.
you when
Like,
you know now that the secretary of this, the secretary of this, the secretary of this, they really don't have any truth. They still have to answer to the House, the Congress,
Right.
whatever. And so when you have Republicans are running everything right now. They can't agree on shit. They can't get
At
shit done
all.
amongst themselves. So imagine a Democrat president, black man, Secretary of Defense or Secretary of State, woman, political, you know what I mean, career politician, not very well liked. Her husband, you know what I mean? But imagine the opposition that you have trying to get anything done.
Yeah, but
I
I
mean,
feel like,
and the reason why they
Obama still
can't-
got stuff done with an obstructionist
Right.
Senate.
Because, A, he's a lawyer. He's a
Because
civil
he knew
rights
what he was
lawyer.
doing.
Exactly.
Like, he
And
actually was
the reason why
qualified
they
for the
can't
job.
undo healthcare the way that they want to do it is because he made sure of that.
Right.
They could get away with some stuff, but they want to completely and it's too entangled for them to do it the way that they want to do it. And it's just sad, and we all have to vote in 2018. And it's not,
Absolutely.
we can't wait till 2020 to get a new president. We have to do 2018 and 2020 to get the House and the Senate seats back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to vote. You have to vote for your dog catcher. You have to vote for your. Like, I'm not kidding.
Vote for your local mailman.
Absolutely, you have to vote because nobody ever pays attention to who all those ballots are. But I'm telling you, it's made a huge difference.
Just vote for Pedro.
Well, I was thinking like they just give you like vote for Carl, like, mail guy. Like, it doesn't even give a last name. Like I deliver your mail. Like
But we were talking early in the office, and I was like, "Karma, thy name is bitch." Is all the people who hated Barack Obama and hated Obamacare are now wishing they had his black ass back in the Oval Office. I mean,
Yeah,
who wants this president?
I was reading over
Not even a
here.
president.
He just said, I quote him, he says, right now we are not getting along with Russia at all. We may be at an all-time low in terms of relationship with Russia.
I think that's a smokescreen, though. Like, I think they're trying to distract from the fact that, or not the fact, but it's looking very likely that they colluded with Russia.
Oh, yeah,
in
definitely.
the election.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I think they're trying to distract from that.
This man is woke.
Yeah, I saw something on. I don't know if it was MSNBC or CNN, when they did the airstrikes into Syria.
Yeah.
There was nobody there.
Right. No, they were
was
like.
nobody there.
I think the story is like they. The White House or whoever told the Russians, and then the
Sean
Russians
Spicer.
told Syria, and then
No.
there was little to no like damage there, nothing really affected, and I think it's just all
Not
too
when you can fly a plane out of there the next day.
right.
They didn't even wait a week
Right.
or
Right.
even act like they had to repair it. They were just like,
Yeah,
Let's
we're
get
fine.
this plane out of here.
But yeah, I think it's all just a distraction. They
Everything
can pretend that they're mad at each other when really.
And it's like, why do you think that we're this stupid?
well, because that's how
Because
he's...
some of us are,
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the truth right there.
I mean,
'Cause some
honestly,
people really are.
do you guys know how Trump's family even came into money?
His dad.
His grandfather was deported from, I believe, Germany for tax evasion and running
okay.
like what was the
Sounds about right.
equivalent of bootlegging
Right.
during Prohibition over there. So he was deported from there, came here, got into some real estate. No, ran brothels and bootlegging. Yeah. Got caught up in that. Got deported from here, sent back to Germany. They wouldn't take him back, so he came back, learned how to be a barber, and then that's when he started dipping and dabbing in real estate. And so then his father, whatever his grandfather had inherited, went down to his dad, and then, but I mean, yeah.
He started his career with like a small $1 million loan.
Yeah. But pimping is real. It has been for
And
generations.
it ain't easy.
Yeah,
And it ain't easy.
Oh, Dustin.
So, I mean, and beyond that, I mean, he's literally been sleeping with the Russians for years.
Right.
I mean, how long has he been married to Melania? You can't pretend that she doesn't still have family over there, that they don't visit, that they haven't spent money over there. It's just, seriously, nobody, including Barack. I mean, if Barack had done said a tenth of what this man has said or done, he wouldn't really.
Melania,
He wouldn't be able to mow the lawn on the White House, let alone live in it and run the country. They are so horrible that they aren't even going to have the Easter egg hunt for the babies and the military families. I mean, they're going to have one, but it's going to be so bare bones because they didn't do any of the planning to send out the invitations to the school kids.
They're not good at any of this
they're just not good people.
Well, yeah,
they're not
like,
good people.
I wouldn't trust them to run an event, at all. And it's like,
I mean,
they're going to be the best Easter egg
good
hunt.
people.
It's just gonna be amazing.
Right.
It's gonna
Easter
be
eggs,
huge.
The eggs are going to be amazing. Going to be huge.
Right.
Believe me.
I was listening I have CNN on Sirius Radio in my car, and I was listening at home, and they were doing all the sound bites, how he's pivoting back and forth, and he was talking about how he came to the decision for the airstrikes on Syria at dinner with the Chinese president.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
And we're sitting there, and we're having they bring out this most beautiful piece of chocolate cake. I'm like, he's just so self-indulgent. He's just not a good person. He has no empathy and no compassion. He is, he's just beyond.
That's tragic.
Yeah.
That's
So
y'all's
tragic.
president.
No, not mine.
No.
What is
Y'all
that?
been sick.
Attica.
Crazy.
No, thank you.
I don't have time for it. I really don't.
It's sad, and what's scary is this is the most horrible thing that's happened today. Like,
Right.
we could get back on an hour from now.
No,
and people have said something
exactly.
stupid.
CNN will say every day how many days into the presidency it's been. I'll be like, holy shit, it's only been
Right.
74 days. So it's like,
I'm just so fearful that on that 100th day, the world's gonna end.
Don't say
I'm saying,
he's gonna use a symbolic day.
Yeah, no.
the
He'll
exact-
tweet at 4 a.m. My 100th day, bitches. I made it.
And he gonna delete it, but it'll get
No, he
screenshotted
won't.
before
No,
then.
he won't. He won't delete it. He never
He
apologizes.
never deletes.
No, he won't apologize for anything. He flat out said the preceding president wiretapped him. Straight up tapped his phones like The Wire.
And everybody was like, "Oh, well, do you have any evidence for that? We got to investigate now." It's like, no, you
Yeah,
don't.
well,
He doesn't
right.
have any evidence.
Right. But
You
no,
know?
but then it went beyond that. Oh, we're going to present it on Tuesday. Tuesday came and went. Oh, we're going to give it to you on Thursday. Thursday came and went.
It's totally on its way. Believe me. Trust me.
I go back to what I said earlier. Mental illness is real.
Very real.
Recognize.
Wow.
Wow.
That's your president.
So I'm
Dustin.
reading this over here, right? And it says, Black security allowed inmates at an Ohio prison to build 2 computers and connect them to the state's Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections Network.
They got themselves out, right?
These computers contained applications for credit cards,
Oh.
using another inmate's information, pornography, research on tax refund fraud, recipes for homemade drugs, and message exchanges.
Holy shit.
I was wondering how my brother messaged me on Facebook. Free my little brother.
Jesus.
All on the next episode of Prison Break.
Right. You know?
Wow.
I thought it was gonna be they changed the records in the system to change
Right.
the release date.
Yeah.
Just
That would have been the smart thing to do. But
Exactly.
they applied
They
for
They
want-
just
that.
want
they just want
porn
credit
and
cards so they
drugs
can-
and
Subscribe to porn websites.
Why, bro? You could have changed your release date. But you wanted to apply for a credit card under somebody else's name to online shop somewhere, I'm guessing.
you get it delivered.
Right.
Right.
Can they do that? No, you can't send people packages in
No,
jail.
you can't. If they do, don't they like open it and look through it and do all that stuff?
I don't think you can send packages to people in jail,
Well,
though.
clearly, if you can bypass and
I mean, I
get
guess it depends on the jail,
you can
but-
get into Shoe Dazzle and send your bag a pair of shoes. I'm just saying.
They're going to pre-order that Samsung Galaxy S8. That's what they're doing with them credit cards. They can order me one.
And
'cause I
again,
need it.
that's just another form of corruption. That's all about the money. Because I
mean,
mean,
but they're at least like struggling. Like they're
who's struggling?
the people in prison.
Not the guards and the
Oh,
wardens.
oh,
and
okay, okay, I
I'm
get what
saying
you're
it's
saying.
it's all a racket.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean, the more money you get,
I thought you were
have-
looking down on people being in prison trying to
No, I mean it depends on what you did,
Right.
but no, I mean.
Well, yeah, I'm not defending the worst of the worst, but some people are just in prison for.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yes,
Those people,
dumb
yeah,
shit.
yeah, for sure. But again, it's a business.
Yeah.
It's a business. Just like
Well, yeah, healthcare and the prison industry are both for profit. I just
Right,
feel like that's
right.
That shouldn't be that way.
exactly.
Don't remind me about healthcare. I'm sick. I need some healthcare.
You don't have insurance?
Of course I have insurance, Brandy.
Well, then what's the issue?
This segment brought to you by
Eskenazi.
healthcare.gov.
Trying to call me out. Do you have insurance?
Of course I have insurance.
Girl, please.
We work at the same place.
No, we don't. No, we don't. You know, I'm not. Let's not turn this into a me calling you out thing, because you don't want that smoke.
I don't care. What did you say?
I didn't say anything. What you got going on over there?
Nothing.
I asked you to have 3 topics today, Brandy.
Oh my God.
This is the second time. I gave you 2 chances. I don't believe in third chances.
I was busy.
She was too busy doing applications for Tyrone.
Helping Tyrone out.
What you got, Dustin?
that
You got
it?
anything?
Yeah, I mean, this is a kind of a personal story. I think would be cool. Maybe inspire somebody. I don't know. I had this teacher back in high school who just passed away from brain cancer.
Cancer sucks.
Yeah, but what I found really cool about his story, other than him being really well loved by his students and everything, he was always the one to crack a sarcastic joke or quote The Princess Bride or whatever, and people really liked that.
I love that movie.
He worked all the way up he was teaching chemistry all the way up until he couldn't anymore, and he had to enter into hospice and everything. I thought it was really cool though that he was doing something that he enjoyed until life stopped him.
Right.
And I just I really hope that that could be my story or the people I love. I don't know.
That's nice,
Oh,
Dustin.
he loves people.
That's nice.
At first, I thought you were telling the story off of about the teacher from Breaking Bad.
Oh no, I've
dear
never
God.
seen that.
He was a chemistry teacher.
No,
I've never watched
I
one
seem to
episode.
watch a lot of sitcoms, so I don't even watch a lot of movies.
Me too.
Yeah, so I'll just watch the same episodes of shows over
Do
and
you
over
watch
again.
Broad City?
Yeah,
Ah,
that's
the
awesome.
best thing ever. Mm.
Yeah.
I can't wait to the new
I wish
season.
people could see my face right now.
You don't watch Broad City?
Broad
No.
City is great.
I don't watch TV.
Never heard of Broad City.
I'm a reader. Knowledge is power. Thank you. Thank you.
What
Thank
you reading right now?
The Bible.
Jordan.
Are y'all mad? Can I not read the word?
Oh my God.
If you could see my face
So,
right now.
nothing.
Exactly.
That answer was
Shade.
nothing.
No, I'm reading. What's the guy? I can't remember the author's name, but it's a networking book.
Oh, okay.
It's called
Make it stack.
Six- No, it's called 6 Ways to Rich Relationships or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Or 6.5 Assets to Rich Relationships. is
Well,
what it's
that's
called.
a totally different topic, a totally different title. You went all over the place with that one.
Did I? I don't think I did. It's a good book
You
though.
went from 6 something
I
to
said
6.5.
No, 6 ways to
Assets.
rich relationships, and then it's like I think it's 6.5 assets to rich relationships.
Is that the whole
Is it
title?
That's
Same
the
book?
sequel.
Look, the book is a black book.
Just say
Okay,
Lord of the Rings.
the book is a black book. It got gold words on it and
Okay.
pictures in it.
Okay.
And it's
Oh,
good.
it has pictures.
The Bible.
And it's good.
We're back to the Bible.
It's good.
Right.
It's a good book.
Oh,
Everybody should read it.
Okay.
Dear God.
I feel like since we're talking about Donald Trump, like I was thinking of this.
No
This
one
guy.
mentioned him by name.
Do we not speak?
Don't say his
I don't.
It's like
name.
Voldemort.
Yeah,
Just
45 or 45 and a half.
Just treat his name like the N-word. Just don't.
Just don't even say it.
I think I could do that. No, there's this guy Richard Spencer who just like pretty much every time he goes out somewhere he gets punched in the face.
Yes.
Because
Yes, that's how I know. That
he's
name.
like a white nationalist who doesn't want to be called a white nationalist, so I think he calls himself like an identitarian or alt-right
wow.
movement. And so but there are some people out there who will be like, well, if you're responding to kind of a fascist ideology with violence, aren't you kind of defeating the purpose? I don't agree with that. I think you should be able to punch Nazis, but I wanted to give that counterpoint to it.
I agree. You should be able to punch Nazis.
I get you're trying to play the devil's advocate, but
Right.
you should definitely be able to punch Nazis anytime Nazis are present.
Well, how else are you going to stop them? Like,
Well, and that's what's so disappointing about this president and his administration is that they have fed, like we talked about, racism is real. It always is, always will be. I mean, it's sad. And it's not just black and white, you know, culturally, you just need to stop it. Like,
well,
everybody bleeds the same red, you
Yep.
know, and you don't love your son or daughter or
Exactly.
mom or dad or any more or less than I love my family. So all of it is so ridiculous. But with this administration, with this campaign, with this presidency, everybody has felt free to wave their racist flag. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we're here. We're,
Right.
you know what I mean? And you are going to get punched in the head.
Yeah.
You just are. I mean, and it's not about white or black. It's just get out of my face with all
Right.
that. Like, I don't want to, it's your right to do all that, but you don't get to take up my space doing it. Like,
Yeah, that's
get
how-
up out of here with that.
That's how it was at that rally I went to when Donald Trump came here. Saw this guy get beat up, and I was like, "Well, you should have watched your mouth, bro. You over here by yourself, man." You
But
ain't
look
got
at
no
how the
team."
people at his rallies treated people. You know, I mean,
I was there, and it was terrible.
and
was-
it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. And so instead of him making us more safe, I feel less safe.
Well,
I feel like you talk about distractions. That's how they're gonna get him. He's focusing over here, and North Korea is steady doing what they're doing.
Right.
Syria doesn't give a crap because they have Russia backing them up. You know, Donald could have had Russian support, but they were so sloppy and messy.
I mean, I think he still does. Like, that's what I'm saying.
But
like,
this is
I
the
think-
thing. They were exposed. They were exposed before Obama left.
Yeah.
Obama left breadcrumbs. He made sure that people were going to pick up on what was happening.
True.
And the first indication to me that something was really, really going on is when he made all of those Russian diplomats or whatever you want to call them leave the country.
Yeah.
You don't make 45 people from one country leave and there's no reason for it. So I believe that at least a large percentage of those were the trolls who were here hacking and doing some of the other things that
Right.
they were doing, as well as people that were straight up whining and dining. You know, our national security defense
Yeah.
Right.
advisor for 8 days and the, you know, Jeff Sessions. I mean,
Right.
his whole cabinet is just a joke. There's
Well,
no one in there to be respected.
I mean, I think he definitely ran on a campaign of, and he still is doing a like us versus them mentality, and it's just keeping people divided.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
I mean, when you stand up in front of black people and be like, vote for me, what do you got to lose? Like, your shit's so wrecked that I'm your best option. Like,
Right.
get out of here with that. And
He
there were
tried it with that
people
one.
that bought that. I mean,
and he,
Unfortunately.
what was the senator or congressman? Is it John Lewis or who? Like,
that had been through the marches.
yeah, and
had
he
been arrested
like,
47
he just,
times.
he's like he presides over like one of the most affluent, like, you know, lowest crime
Right.
areas of Georgia.
Right.
But like Donald Trump just assumes, like, you know, it's got to be, you know, the
Crime-ridden.
violence
Yeah.
of, you know, a Chicago or something. Just
Right.
because.
And when he talked about it, he always was like, you know, the violence in Chicago, looks what happened, what's happening in Detroit. I'm like, dude, we live all over. Like, yeah, there are tragic things happening, but you also have to attribute some of that to police brutality.
Yes.
I mean, there are uprisings happening as a result of people just
Well,
being tired of systemic
he ran
abuse.
on economic anxiety, and it's like, well, where is there more like economic anxiety than a place that has, you know, high crime? Like,
Right.
that's how it
Right.
got that way.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
And
So-
Republicans are always talking about entitlements and welfare and socialism and this, that, and the other. I mean, there's a disproportionate amount of white people on food stamps
Yeah.
and welfare than there are black people. I mean, just who you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, we should be taking care of our own. Those who can't afford it, then, you know, there are things there to help you. Period. Point blank.
Right.
I mean, there are just too many, and you can just see the night and day change back to the one percenters. Like, he flipped that switch,
Yeah.
and everything went back to the one percenters, and they're happy with that. Like, they don't, you know, they're dancing in the streets
yeah, like what they're
by the
like,
tens of them. You know, at his support rallies,
tens
the
of
tens of them are dancing in the street. You know, the one
By the
percenters.
tens.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And I mean, real talk, I get a hoot out of white people acting up.
Low
You know,
key.
I mean, seriously, like, when black people do it, it's a riot. It's a thuggery. It's, you know, but when the white people march down, you know, Rodeo Drive and by the hundreds of thousands and nothing gets touched and a window doesn't get broken, it's a peaceful
Right.
march. Black people show up and it's already gonna be trouble before anything gets thrown.
Yeah, when white
But
people.
I have been proud of people, you know, the way that but we need to vote like that. We need to show up at the polls like that.
Our
For your
people.
librarian and for your dog catcher,
Right.
for your post,
what does a
postal
comptroller
thing.
even do? Like,
whatever he does. If he's Democrat, vote for him.
Vote for your neighborhood butcher.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the first to say I'll definitely love when the shoe was on the other foot. As far as,
I mean, just walk a mile.
you know,
That's all I'm saying. Just
like I
walk a mile.
was talking to Dustin earlier, and I was telling him about the video of the young white girl that got body slammed by the cops.
yeah.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see
I
it?
didn't see that.
I guess some fight had happened earlier, and the police came, and like her boyfriend was getting arrested, I think, and she like shoulder checked the police officer.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But this
Yeah.
was, you know, like 100-pound girl. Like, she looked like,
she was a stick. She definitely
Yeah.
was a stick,
Well, that was
and he
never
was trying
going
to
to end
arrest
well.
her exactly. And he just like straight suplexed her on her face.
right,
Wow.
like face first, like her like jaw is all like bruised up.
Yeah, see,
and-
that's just wrong. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just wrong.
Because it's like, I mean,
Because if you're trained to protect and serve,
Right.
and you have 100-pound child, if you can't
No,
subdue,
she wasn't a child. She was a grown woman. The
I don't-
child was
I-
the
she
black
was
girl that
22,
was
like-
in.
Well,
Texas.
okay, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
That
Yeah.
was
a
a child.
100-pound female, and you are trained to, you know, there were 100 different things you could have done.
Women be wild.
yeah,
though.
yeah.
I understand that, but there are still 100 different things you could have
Right.
done.
Yeah, you could.
And so someone who would do that, police officer or not, if you're a man, that lets me know that you would manhandle someone in
Anybody.
in your home that way. Like that you could not see that person as your daughter, your child, your sister, your aunt before you crushed her face into the pavement. Like that's just wrong. It's just wrong. Just wrong. And, you know, I have granddaughters. Now, granted, now I am on the defense because now I have to teach them all the things not to do, not to say. Stranger danger isn't stranger danger anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? You tell on everybody. We don't keep any secrets.
Right.
You know what I mean? There are no secrets. All of those things that I have to teach my 6-year-old, you know, and then my 1-year-old when she's old enough to understand. It's scary. It's scary.
Yeah.
That you can't even trust the police. You mean?
I can't raise no girls. Cannot.
Never say never.
I didn't.
Karma, thy name.
You said never. I said I can't.
Karma, thy name is bitch. Just for that, your next born will be a girl.
I only can have boys. If you have a girl by me, you cheated on me.
I don't have any of that in me, you know, so like that.
I'm
Careful
kidding.
what you put into the
I'm
atmosphere.
kidding.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. We only have boys. My mom told me. She had 4 boys. I have a little boy.
She was a girl.
Hey, that ain't her fault. She didn't choose that fate. What, Brandy?
Nothing. Nothing.
Say what's on your mind. Speak
I
your
feel
mind,
like
Brandy.
we need like a Brandy's offended by that, like, you know, noise
We
or
need a
something like that.
segment. We need a segment of all the things that I'm offended by.
Just go ahead. Everybody, y'all got an hour?
Shut up. It's not going to take an hour.
It might, Brandy. You have a lot to say.
I have nothing to say.
I think when we point out that Brandy has a lot to say, she's like, no, I don't have anything.
Like a turtle. I get back into the shell.
Like, she gets offended by that for a second. Like, I don't have anything to say. Like,
All right. Yo, that picture of the doctor that they got, like, that's circulating.
oh, yeah.
Like, that's, like,
The one that got dragged out?
yeah, from the plane, from United and everything. Him, like, just holding on to the curtain the way he is, like, this.
That's going to be Exhibit 1A.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo. I am flying United
Your Honor,
Just
like,
stir the whole.
for
civil
the rest
lawsuit.
of my flying
Right.
career.
I would like
Just
to
in
direct
hopes that somebody can drag me out of a plane.
Brandy.
I'm
She's
so
like, oh, it's
serious.
happening.
I'd be thinking about paying off my loan, my student loans,
Right.
while they're dragging me across the floor.
Brandy, I have.
Paying off my debt,
It's like, how
buying
do
a
you
new
even...
house.
I think they were saying, like, I heard, I think it was CNN was saying that, like, you know, some people are, like, really excited, like, they want to get, like, you know, bumped off a plane because of how well you can be paid.
He's about
like,
to get paid. Yes.
Yes,
Knock me out.
please,
Knock me
just
out.
punch me in the face. And he's a doctor; he don't even need this money.
You know what I'm saying? He was
So
on his way
mad.
to work. He was trying. I can feel him for that. And I was talking to Bay, and she was saying that she didn't like that people were using the fact that he was a doctor as his excuse for him. She was basically saying, like, what does him having being a doctor? What does that have to do with anything?
It doesn't.
It definitely
doesn't.
does. It definitely does.
It
This man is a doctor. He was on his way to care for a patient.
I understand. I'm saying it doesn't in that he was a paying customer. They asked for volunteers. He did not volunteer.
Right.
And then they chose to do something randomly. But my thought is, I didn't volunteer, and you don't. I
Right.
mean, you
And
know
it
what I
was
mean.
like, yeah,
and
the-
even if I did, we will have a standoff in this piece.
You know?
Do not put your hands on me.
I'm booting up.
I'm just saying, like,
up.
choose somebody else, and then it becomes a factor that I can't be the one because I'm a doctor. I have patients. It's not solely because he was a doctor.
Right.
How about he paid his money
Right.
and they messed up, and it wasn't and the falsehood that it was overbooked is not true. They needed room for crew members.
right. Like,
That's
it
not
was
my
their mistake.
again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Poor
Like,
planning on your part
Right.
doesn't
Right.
constitute
So-
an emergency on mine.
So the plane wasn't overbooked. They just needed
No,
extra.
they did not oversell the plane. They
I thought it
needed
was-
to get. They
they
needed
needed
4
to get
seats
crew members,
for crew,
like, to
2
travel
pilots,
to another plane.
2 pilots and 2 attendants needed to get wherever they were going to get. But that again, not my problem.
Exactly, that is not.
Like,
my
it was
So I have
properly
6
booked.
patients that might die tomorrow, so you
Right.
can get. Why can you put them on something
See,
else?
and I think that's why it matters, because if he's a doctor, he definitely needs to get to where he's trying to go.
Yes, but I'm saying that comes later. I'm talking. I'm not standing up saying, "Oh, I can't go because I'm a doctor."
Right.
I'm saying
I pay my damn
Bitch,
money.
I pay my money. I don't want to leave. Like,
I don't care
choose
if I'm
somebody
going
Right,
else
and sometimes,
going to
like,
sleep.
you know, sometimes for me, like, it's more important for me to get there on time than, you know,
Right.
that whatever you were going to pay me.
Right.
Like, I think they were going to pay him like $1,000, which would have been awesome.
And the next thing
Like,
about that's United bucks. That's
Right.
not
Oh, you
$1,000.
can't. That's not
Hell no.
$1,000. Okay.
So that wasn't
yeah.
costing them any. That's what I'm saying. It's such. They were wrong all day long. Don't put your hands on me.
Yes.
Right.
And then not only did you put your hands on me, you made me bleed
Right.
in front of everybody. And
Man's
and
came
I
back
said
running on
this
the
earlier.
planes.
You know, I mean,
I gotta
and
go
something.
home.
I mean, again, you don't know what he could be a little something. You know, doesn't like to be touched. It
Oh,
triggers
yeah, yeah.
something because he started screaming. I said this earlier. He started. I don't want to use that phrase because I don't want to offend anybody. But his scream was quite dramatic.
I don't think it was dramatic. It was much warranted.
I don't think I, like,
It was very
actually
high-pitched.
saw the video or anything,
man.
but
It was just.
I
it
saw,
was-
like, his face afterwards.
Yeah,
and
it was crazy.
I mean, nobody should start their morning like that.
Savage.
Oh, it was in the morning, too? That makes it way worse. Just woke up and just...
Another $1 million added on. Give them an extra $1 million
Right.
because it was 8 o'clock in the morning when that happened. Not okay.
Was that Monday, too? Like,
Right.
Not okay, United.
Case of the
Right.
Mondays.
That'd be
And can
the
you
ultimate-
imagine
what's-
his patient showing up and he's all like,
like, do
I'm
you
sorry.
need
you
you
can't
for
operate,
you?
yeah, you can't operate on me today? Are you
Right.
crazy?
Do you need you for you? I know I need to go into surgery right now, but your face is bleeding.
Woo! Ain't that it? Mm-mm, no,
Take care of
thank
yourself,
you.
doctor.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the next one.
Came in like, I'm sorry I'm late. My flight
Yeah,
was
I
delayed.
mean, it was awful. It was awful. Like, who puts their hands on people like that? Like, why are people so aggressive these days?
And I actually know I was in a band with this girl who works for United in college. I was in a band in college with this girl who works for United.
Thank you. That sounds better.
And she was on Facebook and she was pretty upset that people were blaming United for this. She said that wasn't United. That was not a United employee that drugged the man off the plane. That was airport security.
It was United who lied and said that they overbooked that plane, and they did not.
So you know who you are, who I'm talking about. You know who you are.
And
You know
if
who
the
you
crew
are.
was that important, then
That
the
was
crew
creepy.
that was working that
Creepy.
flight should have given up their position, and you worked the flight
Mm-hmm.
to get wherever you need to get. Like, you don't inconvenience paying customers and then offer them $1,000 monopoly money.
Right.
Get out of here.
I think that this guy should be allowed to, like, fly one, like, you know, from the cockpit. Like, you know, he's the co-pilot now.
He's got PTSD. He's like never gonna step
I would tell
on
them,
United.
don't pay me. I want the plane that I was drugged off of.
That's it. It's only fair. Like,
This is mine.
My plane.
Right.
and, like, I could just, like,
Gut
picture
it and turn
like,
it into a
you know,
For
nightclub.
real. You know what I'm saying?
just have it parked out front.
Right.
Take up the whole block.
Oh,
Some houses got to get
man.
knocked down so I can park my plane.
Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna have to pay for that
when
too,
did
you
it
know.
become the norm to just lie your face off? Just lie, just make up anything. Just make up anything.
I think
And
July
then come out tomorrow.
2015 when
Yeah.
Trump started his campaign.
And
Like,
then you come and then you're like, oh, my bad. Well, what I meant to say was,
now that you guys caught me in some shit,
Right,
like
now that
what
it's
I meant
on
to do.
tape.
yeah. And like get mad at people. Like, don't put words in my mouth. I didn't. Those words
playing
came out
by
in
the
your mouth.
you said those things. I
Yeah.
know. I didn't do anything.
And what's so funny to me about Sean Spicer is you can just see at any moment he is just going to lose his shit on live TV. Like, he's just not going to be able to take it anymore.
Got
Somebody's
that
going
to look forward to.
Call,
Right.
call that white
Like, I
dad.
just-
White dad syndrome.
I thought it was going to happen the day he called out
You
April.
guys don't stop.
You don't stop
Pull
it
this
right
whole
now.
country over.
White dad syndrome.
Right. Like, I thought it was going to happen the day he called April Ryan out for shaking her head. But that mess he tried to put out yesterday,
Yes.
there's a meme
Topped
out.
it.
There's a meme out where when he was saying what he was saying, she like turned around and looked just to see like everybody else's reaction, and then she was shaking her head. I was like, yeah, you won't tell her that now, will you? Like, he's a hot mess. Like, there's just he has no credibility.
Uh-oh. Your boy Bill O'Reilly talking about he's taking a vacation.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Take all of the vacations.
On Golden Pond.
Right.
That just means we're gonna
Deuces,
get like 3
gooses.
hours of Sean Hannity. Like,
Oh,
Well,
God.
you will.
well, I don't watch that shit. So
Oh, God.
Fox are not my friends.
all of the angry white granddads out
Yes,
there are gonna
yes.
get 3 hours of Sean Hannity a night.
Yes. Yes.
Woo. Them sexual harassment charges. Oh,
What's done in the dark?
I don't know.
Man, I was listening to a podcast from like 2011, and it was like, two comedians talking. It was before all the like Bill Cosby allegations came out. It's just like so weird to, like, before anybody knew about any of this, and they're just talking about him like, he was one of the greatest comedians,
Yeah.
Right.
of the time, but now this is gonna be his legacy.
Yeah, that sucks
It
though.
does.
But what sucks more is if he did it. Like,
Well,
if he
yeah,
did
no,
it,
absolutely.
And
Like,
again,
absolutely.
Didn't do
you
it.
know, he was making money for
Ah.
people, and people overlooked it. But these women were victimized.
Yeah,
if that
absolutely.
happened, if Trump was running around grabbing, what he was doing. I
Right.
mean, people were victimized.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that can't just be. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah, it's just-
and that whole boys will be boys mentality.
Right.
That is
That's
so not cool.
Yeah, destructive.
You know,
Yes.
because again, you have mothers, you have aunts, sisters, cousins, daughters. I mean, come on, like, just not okay.
Yeah, it was just crazy to like hear this like with today's perspective in mind, where it's just like,
Yeah.
I
I mean, when could a presidential candidate literally have said that?
oh yeah,
Done
I was
it.
talking
Right.
about Bill Cosby, but I know what
Well,
you're.
yeah. I mean, and be the president.
Only in America.
Only in
Yes,
America.
honey, land of the
Something's
free.
going on. I feel like I'm at work. Something's going on. I know it is. Somebody's not telling me something. But something is going on right now.
But yeah, I mean,
And I wanna know
it's
what.
sad about Bill Cosby, but again, I don't want to believe it's true. But then again, how can you not? Like,
Right.
there's just so many.
Yeah,
Everybody can't be lying. I mean,
Right.
That takes
maybe
you-
everybody didn't get touched, but
Right.
somebody did.
That goes back to what we was talking about earlier, though, when that whole I can't believe he would do something like that factor.
Right,
It's one of those situations.
Right.
It's Bill Cosby.
wow. Like, yeah,
right.
because you.
But at the end of the day, you don't have enough people running saying it ain't enough people
Right.
to do that. I mean, there's more evidence that outweighs all of that. And a pattern, and I mean, it's just sad
It is. It's
that
very
we don't
sad.
value human life, let alone men versus women and all of that. I mean, we could
Chill.
That
go on
is
and
the
on
truth.
and on about
Yeah.
that, but just as humans, we need to be more compassionate.
I think we need to stop being so soft. Everybody's soft.
Whatever.
What you mean,
I
whatever?
mean, what's
What's soft about rape?
no?
Oh, you did not.
Oh shit.
No, I was just thinking like, what's wrong with being a little sensitive? You know?
Nothing
Nothing.
at all.
Again, white dad syndrome.
No. No,
There's nothing wrong with being sensitive.
not at all.
When you're a man, something wrong with it.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
Look, there's nothing wrong with it until he's too sensitive, right?
Oh.
You can never be too. I mean, now, if you just.
You're trying to like draw a line where it's like,
Right,
oh,
we're-
he's crying
we're-
every night.
Yeah,
Like,
that's,
What's the
that's
sensitivity
problem.
level?
right, like what's the
Right.
sensitivity meter go
You
up
can
to?
cry.
That's gonna be the name of this
Right.
episode.
Once-
Sensitivity line.
Like, we can't
Once
both
a
be
year.
on our cycles
Yes. Exactly.
ever.
I only want to see you cry once in a 12-month period.
Was Tyrone sensitive? I don't think you can be sensitive and have a name like Tyrone.
He cried in front of me before.
Really?
Yes.
Why are you telling this man's business like that? I'm so mad you just said that right now. And I'm not taking that out. I'm leaving that in. And I'm really upset that you just said that.
Why would you be upset about that?
I'm so mad at you. I'm mad at my girlfriend for you saying that. Because now I feel like that's just something women do now. Now I just feel like that's something women do.
What is wrong with that? What is wrong with a man crying?
He cried in front of you, Brandy.
So?
He showed you a part of him nobody's ever seen.
Oh, shut up.
You don't know that.
Exactly.
He might be a big old crybaby for all we know.
And it was one time.
Tyrone.
Don't you even address him, okay?
Let me start by
Stop
saying,
it.
peace, God. She's crazy. She's throwing a crazy fit. She's doing that crazy thing she does.
I hate you so much. I hate you.
I was
and
gonna
everything
say it depends on
that you
what he
stand
was
for.
crying about, but now I really don't think
November.
Don't
It matters.
ask because she will tell us.
I'm just
I will
saying.
tell you, so I'm not going to go into
Oh, I
it.
kind of want to know now.
I know. Exactly.
I
Go
just
ahead, Brandy.
want to know.
He was just having a really hard time. He had a really tumultuous childhood, and he's
Okay.
going through all this stuff with not liking his job and having these dreams of working for himself.
Shout out to the dream.
Dreams and nightmares.
That's
Taking
it.
over for Marcus here.
I know, right? Oh yeah, we need a hype man.
Shout out to the dreams. Y'all are crazy.
Yeah, he's just having a hard time and just let it all out.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I have a hard time every day I wake up. I had a tumultuous childhood. I don't want to go to work every day. You don't see me crying about it.
You don't.
Well, you don't talk about it.
Hello, Carla.
I'd be at
He's
work.
not crying in front of people, but
He goes to the bathroom and he cries every morning at 8:00.
That's not true.
It's a karate man. He's bleeding on the inside.
There you go.
That's hilarious.
It's not funny at all, actually.
It's very funny.
All right, everybody. That's the end of this show, end of this episode. Again, I'm OC.
I'm Dustin.
I am Brandy.
And Carla.
We want to send a big shout out to, again, the Echelon Events and Catering Company,
Thank you,
LLC,
thank
all that
you.
good stuff. Black businesses supporting black businesses.
Yeah.
Light skin businesses.
And white people.
I'm the token white guy.
Look,
White people dollars are good
you know what
too.
I'm saying? I do not discriminate against the green or the plastic.
Everybody subscribe to our YouTube channel. Find us youtube.com/The Saints and the Savages. Facebook at The Saints and the Savages. Instagram. We don't have an Instagram.
Is it an and or an ampersand sign?
It's
Good question.
Ampersand.
Thank you, Dustin.
actually that sign you said.
Can you not say it? It's
Ampersand.
okay. Okay, cool.
Shout out to the ampersand.
Carla got one.
Good job, Carla.
No, but also on SoundCloud, The Saints and Savages. And just be on the lookout for us. And that's all we got. All right. And we're going to end it there.
Have a good night.
All right.
That was lame, Brandy.
You're lame.
Brandy wants you all to have a good night. I don't care how your night goes, actually. Just pray before you go to sleep, okay? Because you might not wake up tomorrow and you'll be with the Lord.
That is,
Wow.
oh, yes, that's better. That's so much better.
I
You
was
might
just gonna
die
say bye,
tonight.
but
You'll be with the Lord.
Shout out to the Lord.
Exactly. All right, everybody.
Right.
Tune in next week.